The name Mankiller derives from the high military rank achieved by a Cherokee ancestor and is considered a fighter. The formidable Wilma Mankiller certainly fits that definition. She found her voice in San Francisco's civil rights movement and returned to lead the Cherokee Nation as the first woman elected principal chief in 1985. Now, a new documentary examines the legacy of one of the most influential leaders of the United States, Wilma Mankiller, who passed away in 2010. Take a look.
Wilma Mankiller, the first woman ever to serve as the tribe's principal chief.
A lot of people told her not to do it.
It was the very first time I'd ever faced overt sexism.
She had death threats.
They were fearful of a woman leadership.
She's appeared before congressional committees and met with 3 presidents.
I'm a pretty ordinary person, given an opportunity to do extraordinary things in my life.
Joining me now from Sunnyvale, California, is the director and producer of the documentary, Mankiller, Valerie Red Horse Mole. Valerie, welcome to the program.
Oh, thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here.
So, what was your experience coming to her story?
Well, I'm Cherokee by heritage, so I knew who she was, but I myself have been born and raised in California as part of the Relocation Act also, and so I didn't know much about her in detail, other than she was someone I revered and respected from afar. We asked our children and people around us, and most people said, we don't know anything about her. And many people had never heard of her at all. And we thought that was a shame. And so we really set out to do research and development to understand her leadership qualities and her life and her legacy. And we're really, really surprised at how little about her is known. And so again, the importance of this documentary is vast. It's in my opinion, it's much more than a biography.
One of the things that I found so powerful, because so many of her own words are included in this documentary, is the notion of poverty without community, and that it's so important to, even in the most impoverished areas, to build that sense of community. What was the thing that struck you most about, in your learning experience, about who Wilma was as a person?
Well, building on the community that you mentioned, she was also a servant leader. So she wanted to bring positive change. She loved human beings. She loved her community. She loved everyone, and she didn't put labels. She worked with Democrats, Republicans, Indians, non-Indians, men and women, and she was a uniter of people. And I think to have this sort of influence in where we are politically today is so important, because it just shines a light on how effective servant leadership can be when you set aside differences. I think one of her quotes is, she learned that the least divisive way was the most effective way of getting things done. And I would love to see a return to that philosophy. And so just to learn from her lessons of humility, and she was soft-spoken but strong, and just so important in her community, but never felt above anyone. She always felt like she was amongst the community. And that, I think, is just such an important lesson for all of us to think about.
And building on the lessons of this film, there's also, she talks a lot about facing or struggling with sexism and racism. And I'm wondering, from your perspective as the filmmaker, do you ever think that one in her life outweighed the other?
I think she probably suffered more sexism than racism, just because of the times. So I do think she probably felt that a little bit more, but she definitely, was a victim of racism as well, and just really kind of moved forward and ignored both, and just said, I'm going to do what I need to do and be an effective leader regardless.
Well, at a time when there's so much focus right now on developing women leaders and leaders who are people of color, what is it that you want people to take away from Wilma's story, from seeing this documentary?
Not only is that a great question, I think that really is the most important impact of the film. It's one thing to watch the film and feel entertained and educated, which we hope people will. But I think what we really would like to see is an audience that has a takeaway of, okay, I want to do something. I feel that the message is there can be a leader in me. If Wilma could do it, then so can I. And what we see in Wilma is she was not a person of means. At one point, she lived in her car. She didn't come from a family heritage of leadership. She really had nothing when she entered into leadership. And she was also very sick. She dealt with health issues her entire life. And I think the message of her strength and perseverance is, if there is a leader in Wilma, there can be a leader in all of us. And we want to see more women and minorities, and anyone who wants to bring about positive change, running for office, getting involved, standing up for what we believe in, and just becoming more engaged in the community around us.
Very quickly, because we're running out of time, but towards the end of the film, we see after Wilma no longer is running for office, that things start to change for the Cherokee Nation. And I'm wondering if you can tell us where things stand now, specifically with the Gaming Commission there.
Things are great. The Cherokee Nation is a real role model to other tribes. I think they are a $1.3 billion enterprise. Their gaming has expanded into many, many other industries, so they've diversified. And everyone agrees that a lot of it is due to the foundation that Wilma laid in terms of economic development and creation of jobs and support for the community, education. She really did believe you cannot have economic development in a silo, that you have to empower the people. So she laid the foundation, and the Cherokee Nation now is one of the leading American Indian tribes in the country.
All right, well, listen, thank you so much for joining us on Metro Focus, and of course, bringing this little known but yet incredible American story to our living rooms.
Well, thank you for having me.
The documentary Mankiller will be airing on WLIW March 21st and on WNET on March 24th. Please check your local listings for subsequent airings.